Hey guys, so welcome back. I was gonna have this at the end of my previous video, but I ended that video on kind of like a serious note, I would say. So I kind of want to make this its own video. So this is kind of like a part two of my response to the Crimes New Roman video about the drama slop tuber to school shooter pipeline. And so in his video, he talks about the political pipeline and all the people, either political or apolitical, that contribute to it. And he mentions like he mentions like a lot of people, but I want to focus on this mixture of people. So, for example, we have Candace Owens, Destiny, Hassan, Moist Critical, Nicholas Diorio, Diesel Patches, TBYS, Achito, Nick Fuentes, and Sex Pest Tone. So, my idea was that we would kind of like put them in this makeshift political timeline, like pipeline, to see just like where they would go and like where to place them. What really pushed me to want to make this video was that earlier today, an article published by USA Today, um, the author said that she was comparing Hassan Piker to Nick Fuentes. And she was basically saying how Hassan is the left's version of Nick Fuentes. Um, which I mean, I can definitely see. They're both, obviously in media. Um, they have like a very big following, and they have like a really big reputation. Um, and they're both very like passionate about politics, so I can definitely see that. So and then also, Sex Pest Tone here on Twitter was glazing Nick Fuentes. Um, And I can only imagine that that glaze is going to just keep on coming. And yeah, it's going to just keep on coming for Nick Fuentes, because he is a grifter. He had to admit under oath that he is a grifter, and that like this whole extreme political grift that he's doing is for like money and attention. And so now he's like, after he got done like dick sucking TVYS, and like using him for his like audience and for his just like using him, and now he's like done with TBOS, so he has to like find a new person, like a new daddy to suck off. So right, so now he's like going to Nick Fuentes. So I saw that and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this video. I'm gonna make this fun little like exercise video, right? So I'm first, let's start with the extremes, right? So the alt left and the alt right. So we have Destiny and Hassan right next to each other. um I would say they're both very extreme leftists, and obviously they have like similar political beliefs. However, during the Charlie Kirk assassination, I know that Destiny was just making a bunch of jokes regarding it, and it was being very crass and just being an overall just like an asshole about it. So I would say he's more left than Hassan is, right? So I would put him at the very like far end of this political spectrum. Hassan, I would put you right next to Destiny. And then we have our other extreme side. Um, I know Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, like they're very similar. Like they're extremely similar, right? Even to the point where like Nick Fuentes likes to joke about Candace Owens being like his little chocolate boo thing, like his little I don't know, his little Hershey's Misses or whatever. I don't even know what he says about her, but he's like, oh yeah, that's like my boo thing. He's like, that's my shoddy, my chocolate shoddy, right? However, Candace Owens does say that there are like Egyptian planes like following people, like specifically Erica Kirk. And she is a black woman. And based on what we know on statistics, black women are more violent than white men. So, Candace, honey, you're like gonna go on you're number one on this list, like right on for the alt right pipeline, right? Like, I just think it's so crazy. Like the most extreme person in this lineup is a black woman, and they say DEI doesn't work. They say DEI doesn't work. Okay, then Nick Fuentes, you're next. Okay, like right. Okay, I think this looks good. I think we're off to a really strong start. Um, let's see. I Diesel, I'm gonna move you. I think you'd be more because I feel like with Diesel, he's like has a he's very like centered with his takes. I feel like he's very centered. Um, I think he's like very rational in his takes. However, he does have really bad gameplay, and that is like a like woke tard bitch move. So maybe no, I'm kidding. Diesel, I'll put you in the center. I think yeah, in the center. Um, I mean, the thing is, it's like Diesel Patches wasn't really even talked about in that video. His face was just like shown, but yeah, you're in the middle, Diesel. I like that. Okay, Moist Critical, I'm gonna put you next to Hassan, because even though you get blamed for being part of the alt right pipeline and like creating school shooters for whatever reason, I'm gonna put you next to Hassan because you're anti ICE and like you're pro trans kids. I don't think you're part of the alt right pipeline. um I don't know, maybe someone who's like smarter than me can like explain to me like I'm 5 years old or something, because like I honestly like don't see it, but whatever. Nicholas D Oreo, I'm gonna put you in between Diesel and Moist Critical. I'm gonna put you right there. I think that looks good. I think I'm really liking that. um God. Sex pest tone. Oh my god, where would I even put you? Well, obviously, since you're trying to be like the next Nick Fuentes, or you're like trying to be like his, I don't know, his like bitch or something. Like I don't know, like you mentioned how you're a whore, so maybe you're trying to be like his whore or something. I really don't know. So I'm gonna put you right next to Nick Fuentes. By the way, this is like the most attractive picture of sex pest tone I could find. So I'm sorry, people who watch this video. TBYS, I'm gonna put you next to Tectone. Sex pest tone, sorry, sex. Yeah, Sex Pestone. Sorry. Um, just because he is a massive whore, and like he like he's sandwiched in between. I don't know. Yeah, he's like sandwiched in between you and Nick Fuentes, right? Because obviously he's like glazing. He got done glazing TBYS, using TBYS, so now he's gonna like glaze and use Nick Fuentes, right? Because he's a whore with no morals and no values and like no integrity, and he has like nothing of value to offer as a fucking human being. A Cheeto, I'm gonna put you in between there. Now, I would typically put a Cheeto like maybe more far right. However, I can't for this. I'm not doing it for this particular exercise because then the joke wouldn't work with Tectone, right? So yeah, so there we have it. We have the alt left, we have the alt right. I think this looks good. I think this looks really good. Anyways, that's all I really wanted to say. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Bye.